Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahushai, Barakatha Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai, Kal Halalim, La Alahayanau, Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai, Ba'Hashem Rakakwadash, Shalom Mabarakim, La Bakarim Yasha Allah, Mashapakath Yab Bakarim Yasha Allah, Shani Kabad Gawal Wakab, Zakwani Nuwa, Wahashal Yakim Nuwa, Yasha Allah, Ba'aith. Alright. Giving all praises to Yahweh, it's the Most High, in the name of His Son, Yahweh Shai. Peace and blessings be upon the elect of Israel. Alright, the elect family of Israel. That's what I said in the Hebrew. And double honors to our elders and apostles of Israel in these times, known as Great Millstone. Alright, Yahweh is the Heavenly Father's name. Yahweh Shai is the only begotten Son's name. The man, the Savior. Alright. the great power that's going to deliver the elect of Israel. Alright, the sincere and faithful, all right, and only the elect of Israel, which consists of you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, based upon the prophecy in Genesis 49, and the other Israelites, and the multitude that John saw in Revelation that look like the other nations. The Lord is coming for us, all right. I want to go into this topic, and it's going to be a multiple-part series, Abaratazah, how we know who you Edomites are, all right. And the first installment is going to be the GOAT of wickedness, all right. Now, GOAT. All right, it's an acronym. I'm using it as an acronym. GOAT, of course, means the greatest of all time. And he's the great of all time at being wicked, and none other than Esau Edom, the so-called and self-proclaimed white man. All right, so I'm going to go straight into these scriptures, and I'm going to bring out just some information here, how we know who you Edomites are. All right, and you are the greatest of all time when it comes to being wicked. All right, and you Edomites is the so-called white man. All right, the so-called self-proclaimed white man. You come from a man named Esau. He had sons, and that's how you came about. All right. Now this is Hebrews 12, and I'm gonna start at 14. The points in 16. It says, "Follow peace with all men." Esau doesn't do that. His reputation precedes him. When you compare these other nations as a whole and to the Edomites, they've done far worse to all men. It says, "In holiness, without which no man shall see the Lord, looking diligently, lest any man fail of the grace of power, lest any root of bitterness spring up, trouble you." And we know that America means what? It means bitter. When it goes back to the word marar in the Hebrew, which means bitter. All right, Esau, this place that he has put and placed us in, all right, to serve slavery, is bitter. All right, so that spirit or that energy try to transfer over onto you. The scripture's saying don't let it, basically. All right, it says lest, meaning forbid, lest any root of bitterness spring up, trouble you, and thereby maybe many be defiled, lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. All right, so the scripture's telling us, God forbid there be any fornicators or people that are outside of the temple, which means profane person, as Esau. Now the scriptures could have listed anybody else, all the other characters in Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai's movie, but it said as Esau. So Esau is the focal point of being a fornicator, being bitter, being defiled, all right, being troubled, being profane. All right, and because what did he do for his birthright? He sold it for one morsel of meat. All right. Now that word lest, let's look up that word lest, because that means he's the foremost and on the forefront of being wicked. All right. And it says lest, use when you are saying something in order to prevent something from happening. All right. So that was the warning. All right. So 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3. Let no man deceive you by any means. All right, and that the screenshot I got on this video. All right, that is a man that is trying to deceive us. All right, and you can't let, or well, the elect won't anyways. You can't let these Edomites spew their madness talking about there being scapegoats. All right, that and I'm gonna get to that in another series, because really they're just being reproached for their what their fathers have done. They can't stand it, man. It says, "Let no man deceive you by any means." Hey, and Shalom to comment board. Shalom Big Yatazak Zakwan Yahabashim Ashabrakta Bashim Karkadash. For that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, What has to fall away? The lies. All right. Everything, the majority of what people believe in this place, all right, basically all people except for the elect, are lies. So that has to fall away first. And that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. All right. So the son of perdition, you're gonna come to find out, all right, is the goat of wickedness. All right, the greatest of all time, and he's being revealed via the men of the Lord, the men of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, who the world calls God and Jesus Christ. Verse 4 it says, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called power. Right, that's why he goes around killing animals, policing the earth, policing the waters. He got something called maritime laws, where he controls the waters. So he says that he's exalted himself above all that is called power or that is worshipped. Right. And all the movies done on the earth about the scriptures and stuff like that in these different countries, Esau's the only one that puts all his images in there. All right, these other nations, they don't do that. All right, only you so-called white man does this. All right, you Amalekites, so that he as power sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is God. That's why when you want to buy something in this country, what's on your What's on your money? It's not you. All right, it's not your Qadar ass. All right, it's not your dark-skinned ass. All right, it's Esau. All right, it says, "Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things?" All right, remember, like, you had to check. Look, I told you about this, and now ye know what withholdeth that he might be revealed in his time. And this is the time. All right, this is the time because everybody, we knew who the Edomites were back in the time when Paul was writing this to the Israelites in Thessalonica. Now is the time where Esau's hiding who himself. That's why he needs to be revealed, man. And we are revealing him. All right, it says, for the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Right, this man already got to work. The Willie Lynch letters. All right, all types of wickedness that was installed to keep us down. That was a mystery. Who we were, erasing history out of the books and us getting raised up 12 years, basically 12, 13, 14 years, 8 hours a day, 6 to 7 months out of the year of what they say history is, his story is. It says only he who now letteth will let. Right, we can't let this man slip. All right, we're not going to. It says until he be taken out the way, and that's what's going on. All right, so now let's. I'm gonna get more into why he is the greatest of all time of wickedness. All right, let's start at the beginning. Bara Ashath. All right, in the headings or in Genesis. Genesis 32. All right. Um, Genesis 32. I'm sorry, Genesis 33 and 1. It says, now before this, Jacob was traveling, all right, with our family, all right, our ancestor Yaquah was traveling with our family, and it was moving through Edom's land, all right, because in order to get into Israel, you have to travel through Edom, all right, where his lot was. Now this is where the story picks up. It says, and Jacob lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, Esau came, and with him 400 men. Now these 400 men, all right, these weren't just men bearing a bunch of gifts and everything. These were warriors, an army. Esau showed up with the army, all right, and look what happens here. It says, and he, all right, Jacob, divided the children unto Leah and unto Rachel and unto the two handmaids, all right. So every woman, all right, they took their children, all right, because remember, Jacob had 4 women, all right. The 12 tribes come from 4 different women. Jacob had 4 women. All right, and that's another thing. That's why Esau is wicked as all hell, man. He has it in this society where he says you're only supposed to have 1 woman. All right, when Esau himself, all right, Esau's grandfather had multiple women. Abraham, all right. Abraham had Keturah, had Hagar, had Sarah. All right. So verse 2, just moving on. It says, so look what Jacob had to do because he was afraid of the 400 men. That's how Esau is, man, from the rip. All right, it says, and he put the handmaids and their children foremost, and Leah and her children after, and Rachel and Joseph the hindermost. And he passed over before them and bowed himself to the ground 7 times until he came near to his brother. And Esau ran to meet him and embraced him and fell on his neck and kissed him, and they wept. Then he lifted up his eyes and saw the women and the children and said, who are those with thee? He said, the children with power hath graciously given thy servant. Then the handmaids came near they and their children, and they bowed themselves. And Leah also with her children came near and bowed themselves. And after Yahweh sought Joseph near and Rachel, and they bowed themselves. All right. And it said, he said, what meanest thou by all these drove which I met? And he said, these are to find grace in the sight of thy Lord. So that shows you that Jacob, there was always tension between us, all right, and what we know today as the so-called white race. All right, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, this tension has been going back since the beginning. All right. And Esau said, I have enough, my brother. Keep that thou hast unto thyself. Look, he even shunned the gift. All right. Now, that's just one part of his wickedness. Esau met us as we were coming into the land with an army, all right, and we were supposed to be brothers. Now, here's another instance. Moving forward, and this I'm going to do another part as well, going into how we know who you Edomites are, going into Alexander the Great. But I want to read this here in First Maccabees 1:7. Moving forward in time here during the time of the Greeks to show you how he's the greatest of all time at being wicked. First Maccabees chapter 1 verse 7, it says, so Alexander reigned 12 years and then died, and his servants bare rule, every one in his place. It says, and after his death they all put crowns upon themselves, so did their sons after them. Many years and evils were multiplied in the earth. All right, so moving forward, after Alexander died, he appointed 4 generals. All right, to rule his territories in the north, the south, the east, and the west. It was Cassander, Ptolemy, Lysimaeus, and the Cleopatra came from, I think. I think it's Seleucus, if I'm not mistaken. I gotta go, but that's gonna be another part. I'm gonna go into all that, but I'm just showing you now. When you move forward in history, you have Alexander, who was an Edomite. All right, we know that Alexander, the so-called great, was an Edomite. All right, let's just type that in. Hey, that's the spirit. You know, it separated the page because you Edomites are gonna get separated. I didn't do that on purpose. Um, you know. Yeah, Alexander got sifted. Let's go to images, and you can see that he's an Edomite. We know it's common knowledge that this guy, all right, is an Edomite. Alexander, so-called great. All right. So now, after this, many evils increase. Remember, and wickedness. So you just do a search on here about infants, and this is what happened. So this is in the same chapter. This says, and they hanged the infants about their necks, and rifled their houses, and slew them that had circumcised them. All right, First Maccabees chapter 2, verse 9. This man is the greatest all-time wicked. This, our children, man. This should piss you off. It says, her glorious vessels are carried away into captivity. Her infants are slain in the streets. Her young men with the sword of the enemy. All right, all of our families getting torn up, showing you that the same energy and spirit that Esau had in Genesis when he met uh, Jacob in the 33rd chapter. It got passed down through his line. All right, you are your fathers. We have the spirit of Yasha Allah. You so-called white people, you have the spirit of Esau, man. That's how we know who you Edomites are. Second Maccabees 5:13. Thus there was killing of young and old, making away of men, women, and children, slaying of virgins and infants. Unbelievable. Hey, but hey, the Lord, man, he really used you Edomites to jack us up. That's how we know who you are, man. And remember the wicked slaughter, Second Maccabees 8:4. And remember the wicked slaughter of harmless infants and the blasphemies committed against his name. That's another thing, man. You got our people believing in or calling on all types of names that ain't right. No guidance. Deaf ears is falling on. And and that he would show his hatred against the wicked. All right. So hold on, wait, hold on. Let me go here real quick. Go here real quick. And they called upon the Lord that he would look upon the people that was trodden down of all simple and ungodly, and that he would pass upon the city and sword the face ready to make. Okay, Khan. So this is a prayer. Okay, so Judas, yeah, right. So he was saying they were blaspheming the name, and that he wanted the Lord to show his hatred against the wicked. all right, which we know who the wicked is, all right, it's Esau. I'm gonna get that too. But remember what I looked up here, all right, I looked up infants, all right, the Edomites were killing, all right, I'm not killing, murdering our infants. Now we're gonna move forward in time, all right, we're gonna go from the Greeks, we're gonna skip forward unto the time of Andrew Jackson, all right. I typed in Trail of Tear eyewitness accounts. I'm gonna read some of this stuff on here, man. All right, because we gotta show, we gotta go into this. All right, look at this. See this devil, this damn devil right here, man. This is one of the greatest of all time. All right, being wicked. This is MVP of 1800s out this joint. All right. Now I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna read all of this, even though this is all good. Let me start here with the Seminoles because this is the tribe of Reuben, Ra'aban. All right, born of Leah, La'ah. All right, who was there? Reuben was there when they met Esau. All right, his children were there. All right, it says the Seminoles refused to leave their homelands and war was declared on them. The U.S. spent over 40 million. Bro, 40 million back then was a rack of fucking money. Excuse my language. That's a lot of money to be spending on that war over 2 decades. It is estimated there were 5 million Seminoles. The U.S. removed approximately 3,000. Many were killed, captured, or starved to death, and the rest were forced to move to Oklahoma. Now, I'm going to do a Control F. I'm going to type in baby because I want to get to the point. All right, so I'm going to start at the top of this. Now, this is, I think this is, yeah, so this is still going into the Cherokee. So this is the tribe of Gad out of the nation of Israel. Gad ban Yasha Allah. All right. Ban Yatazahak. Ban Abraham. All right. So this is in one home. Oh, let me check the comment board. Just see if any precepts. Hey, Shalom to all the elect. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Yeah, so I'm going to jump back in here. I'm going to read this. I'm going to read some of this here. All right. This is how we know he's the greatest of all time at being wicked. It says, in one home, hold on, let me read up. Okay, yeah. In one home, death had come during the night. A little sad-faced child had died and was lying on a bearskin couch, and some women were preparing the little boy body for funeral. All were arrested and driven out, the child in the cabin. I don't know who buried the body. In another home was a frail mother, apparently a widow, and three small children, and just one baby. Just a baby. Just a baby. All right, so an infant. All right. When told that she must go, the mother gathered, and Andrew Jackson sanctioned all this, all right, and he's an Edomite. He's a red Hebrew Edomite. The mother gathered the children at her feet, prayed a humble prayer in her native tongue that probably sounded like Hebrew. That's the spirit. I didn't even see this in this when I was first reading this. All right, it says patted. That sounds like the woman, whose seven sons um got tortured, and when she spoke to them in their in the native, in the Hebrew tongue. All right, to to encourage them. It says patted the old family dog on the head and told the faithful creature goodbye with a baby strapped on her back and leading a child with each hand. She started on her exile. But the task was too great for the frail mother. A stroke of heart failure relieved her sufferings. She sunk and died with her baby on her back and her other two children clinging to her hands. Chief Junaluska, who had saved President Jackson's life at the Battle of Horseshoe, witnessed this scene. The tears gushing down his cheeks and lifting his cap, he turned his face toward the heavens and said, "Oh my God, if I had not known at the Battle of Horseshoe what I know now, American history would have been differently written." Private Burnett continued, "At this time, 1890, we are too near the removal of the Cherokees for our young people to fully understand the enormity of the crime that was committed against a whole lot of people. Truth is, the facts are being concealed from the young people of today. School children of today do not know that we are living on the lands that were taken from a people at this point of a bayonet to satisfy white man's greed." All right, Edomite greed, because he's the greatest of all time being wicked. I can truthfully say that I did my best for them when they certainly did need a friend. 25 years after the removal, I still lived in their memory as the soldier that was good to us. All right. Well, that's too damn bad. All right. You got everybody murked. Now, this is Malachi 1, and I'm almost done here. Just showing, focusing on that word wickedness. Remember, he's the greatest of all time at being wicked. All right. So here it says, Malachi 1 and 1, the burden of the word of the Lord to Yashar Allah by Malachi. It says, I have loved you, saith the Lord, yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother? Right now, why did he ask that? Because remember how Jacob and Esau started. First of all, they were wrestling in the womb. Esau, we probably chilling in the womb. Esau in there pinching us, kicking us. Hey, and then we got to work. Start giving him them willy lumps. All right, but that's why that hatred. That's why it says, was not Esau Jacob's brother? They're supposed to love each other. Saith the Lord, yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. So the Lord hates Esau. You can't spin this no other way. I hated Esau. All right, and Esau, the Edomites are still here on earth, hiding and disguising themselves as Caucasians and calling themselves white people. Malachi 1:4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith Yahweh Tazabawaf, the Lord of hosts, or the Lord of the armies. They shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, capital T. This is another title. Just like the Lord has Emmanuel as another title, or Hamashiach as a title, this is another title for the Edomites. All right, the border of wickedness. All right, the border of wickedness. And here we go, capital T, the people against whom the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, hath indignation forever. Indignation means righteous anger. And time hasn't stopped. All right, time clearly hasn't stopped because I'm pumping out a virtual letter through the spirit right now. So that means what? The Lord hates Esau still. Now remember, Esau is the border of wickedness. Now let's go to Job 9 and 24. Awayaba, or Job, the persecuted, 9 and 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? All right, so now I'm going to jump back a little bit into the Dark Ages. All right, it says, now who's in control of the earth? We always do a process of elimination. All right, when you look at all the nations on earth, whose currency rules the highest? It's the Edomites, whether it's the Deutschmark, the euro, the pound, all right, or the dollar. All right, and then even if these other countries do have their faces on there, the Edomites are the elite of you Edomites, so-called white people. You set those people up in those countries. All right, so they have a hand in everything. He's been, according to Esau's blessing, when you read Esau's blessing, he was given the earth. All right, so that's how we know who you Edomites are. All right, you are the wicked, greatest of all time. Now it says he covered the faces of the judges thereof. The true judges were the Israelites. All right, and these are the faces that they covered up. And I'm just going to click on some of these. These are just some images, all right, from the Dark Ages. These are the things that they're not showing our children, all right, or us for that matter, when we went to school. All right, and these are just some of the dark images, through the spirit. All right, look, here we got a before and after of was supposed to be our Lord Yahushua. And now when you look at it, let me stay off of here. You can see the one on the right, what Esau did to it, all right, and what's on the left, the true dark image. All right, let me go up to this one. Look at this. This is 19th century bust of Giovanni Moro, aka Johannes Dictus, governor of Sicily under Emperor Frederick II. All right, under Slovakia. Man, where'd that go? Well, here's some more images. All right, yeah, let me just go back. Let's refresh this. I want to get a couple more images, and I'm gonna wrap this up through the spirit. All right. It says, let me go down. Let me scroll down some more. Let's look at some more of these. Look, she look like a red bone. This is a portrait of Maria something from 1625 to 1669. You can clearly see she's dark skinned. All right. You can look at this image. All right. These are this is what Esau has covered up. All right. And you can go here. Just go on. Type in Google. Just type in Moore's 1250. That's what I did. Type in Moore's 1250, and this page will come up. I'm not sure whose this is, but they did a great job of pulling all this together. All right. And this is all of us from the dark ages. All right. Through the spirit. And this is what Esau's covered up. This is how we know he's the greatest of all time of wickedness. When you take somebody's heritage and their relics and you destroy and burn them all, and then you don't create your own. All right. You just straight up say you're those people. That's wicked as all hell. All right. But with that, I'll say, call halal Yahweh by Shemi Shai. I pray and I know you're edified through the power and spirit of Yahweh by Shemi Shai. The water Yahweh by Shemi Shai for allowing me to go through this. Shalom to elect tuning in. And to our elders and apostles known as Great Millstone. In the Hebrew, in English, in the Hebrew, that'd be Gawala Wakab. Shalom Barakim wa Sheni Kabbalah come to you all. And again, Shalom Barakim, Labukarim Yasha Allah, and Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahweh Shai. Shalom.